A tremor ran through the shattered peaks of the Azure Sky Sect as the dust of battle settled, carrying whispers of victories and betrayals alike. Ling Tian, bloodied yet unbowed, stands over the remnants of a fallen rival, his eyes reflecting both fury and calculation. Rumors of a hidden technique echo through the winds, unseen by friend or foe, hinting that power yet unclaimed will tip the scales.
Recap.
Martial God Asura, Chapter 217. Chapter 218 will reveal the next step in this perilous dance, where every strike carries consequence, and every breath could be the last. The mountain winds seem to murmur of a storm yet to break, and the battlefield holds its breath for the legend that is about to unfold. The storm of vengeance began with a scream that could shatter mountains. Imagine a torrent of merciless lightning, coiling and writhing like countless snakes born from thunder itself. Each strike clawed at flesh, burned through bones, and ripped open organs, shattering the body piece by agonizing piece. Pain like this, only those who have felt it can truly comprehend it. A wail, hoarse and desperate, echoed through the valley, a sound so raw it made the beasts flee and birds scatter in terror. Chu Feng orchestrated this nightmare deliberately. Every moment of agony was a lesson. He forced his enemies to awaken to the full scope of their suffering before snuffing out their lives. When the first of the profound realm warriors, a figure of terrifying strength, finally succumbed, his body was no more than smoldering charcoal. Every inch of him had been claimed by fire and lightning. That ordeal, beyond any memory of ordinary pain, would forever haunt the minds of those who survived. But he did not survive. Death had claimed him, leaving nothing but silence. Yet Chu Feng's wrath did not wane. No, it surged higher, burning with even more ferocity. These men had desecrated his family, yes, but they were only instruments. The true puppet master still lurked in the shadows, and so his lightning-charged palm swept toward another. It was Gong Luyan of Black Tortoise City. He orchestrated the slaughter of Golden Purple City. The confession broke from trembling lips, a desperate truth offered just before Chu Feng's strike. Please, hero, spare us. This is all Gong Luyun granted us. We will give it to you. The leader of the infamous Five Tigers peeled off his cosmos sack, glancing helplessly at the three companions who had survived. Hero, please, accept our lives and take all we have accumulated. The others forced themselves upright, their gestures pitiful and trembling as they surrendered their treasures to him. Chu Feng's lips curved into a smile, cold and dreadful. You slew my family, and yet you ask for mercy? Blood demands blood. Was it not your own creed? Do you not grasp the weight of those words? Recognition struck the remaining four tigers like a thunderbolt. You are Chu Feng? Their faces drained of color, deathly pale, and they collapsed, powerless, knowing the calamity that had descended upon them. Chu Feng said nothing. He clenched his fist, and a long sword of radiant golden light manifested, streaking through the air with deadly precision. One by one, the four tigers felt their arms severed, the sound of flesh and bone surrendering echoing with each strike. Pain consumed them, yet this was only the beginning. Whoosh! 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 The golden sword danced in Chu Feng's hands, slicing through tendons, severing veins, and piercing the nerves that carried every ounce of their mortal suffering. He orchestrated torment with deliberate cruelty, keeping them awake, letting the agony wash over them in relentless waves. Their cries of defiance fell upon the winds. You bastard! Kill us if you dare! Chu Feng's eyes burned brighter. Die? It is never so simple. You will long for life yet not find it, crave death yet be denied. His wrath became a living force, a torrent that would not relent. Even Suru, witnessing the carnage, felt a shiver run through her heart. Chu Feng, enough. The Vermilion Bird City's army will arrive soon. We must leave this place. Chu Feng's gaze, however, was unwavering. Even in death, they will not leave this world intact. His sword glinted, scattering golden light as he struck once more. Flesh and blood became scattered remnants, their source energies absorbed, leaving the four tigers truly broken, their corpses incomplete. His fury turned now toward the mastermind. Gong Luyun, I had thought to wait, to grant you a final moment, but your hands are drenched in my family's blood. Not only you, but your entire lineage shall pay. With the four tigers annihilated, Chu Feng confirmed no life remained in the village. He dissolved the spirit formation and mounted Little White, Leaving behind the shattered remnants of vengeance, his path was clear. Find Gong Luyun and offer him and his clan as tribute to the countless souls of Golden Purple City. By the next dawn, the army of the Vermilion Bird City arrived, their formation tightening as they approached the notorious Five Tiger Village. Each step brought a mounting unease. Silence reigned where there should have been chaos. The air reeked of blood. The soldiers stiffened, fear gnawing at their hearts. Suhen, the city lord, felt a cold weight settle in his chest. Such a stench could only mean one thing. A fierce battle had been waged here, and countless lives had been claimed. Even he could not gauge the extent of the danger waiting inside. Yet, after a long pause, he commanded, "Kill!" The word erupted through the mountains, echoing across the forests. Ground trembled under the force of their charge as the Vermilion Bird City's warriors surged forward, brimming with courage, only to freeze, their breaths caught in their throats, as the village revealed the grim scene that awaited them. A silence so complete, so absolute, that even the mightiest warriors felt the pulse of death lingering in the air. The air hung thick with dread as the scene before them unfolded. A scene so grotesque, so merciless, that the very soul quivered at its sight. This was cruelty incarnate, far surpassing the horrors whispered of the Golden Purple City. There, death had been terrible, yes, but here in the heart of the Five Tiger Village, the realm of the living had been utterly annihilated. No body remained intact. Only shattered skeletons, jagged and scattered, lay upon the ground, marred by rivers of dark, congealing blood. Even the seasoned warriors of Vermilion Bird City, hardened by countless battles, felt their hearts tighten with revulsion. Suhen's expression darkened, etched with alarm, while the city guards wavered on the edge of sanity. Some shuddered uncontrollably, some vomited as they knelt, and others collapsed entirely, foam spilling from their mouths as their bodies convulsed violently. Fear, raw and consuming, had taken hold. "Were they silenced?" whispered one trembling voice. Who could possess such boundless cruelty? The thought struck Suhen like a thunderclap. Chufeng must have crossed paths with a peril beyond reckoning. And if that was true, then little Ru and little Mei, innocents caught in the storm, must be shielded from his wrath. Suhen's frown deepened. He could not fathom that the carnage was the work of Chufeng himself. In his mind, only a mastermind, a hidden hand commanding the Five Tiger Village, could unleash such devastation. He imagined the perilous might of such a figure, and naturally, he sought to remain untouched by its shadow. Far to the north, within the fortified Black Tortoise City, an air of tension gripped every street. Guards patrolled tirelessly, while those secluded in their chambers for cultivation emerged, their eyes sharp with vigilance, for a lethal presence had appeared within the city's borders, an unseen terror whose visage was unknown, for all who glimpsed it perished instantly. The victims were members of the Gong family, the rulers of Black Tortoise City, high-ranking and esteemed. This was no ordinary assailant. This was a foe challenging the very dignity and authority of the city itself. "Who dares defy my Gong family so brazenly?" roared a voice, trembling with a mixture of fury and terror. Outside the city, amidst unmarked graves, a middle-aged man of luxurious bearing lay on the blood-soaked earth. Crimson streaked his mouth, fear etched every line of his face. Around him, nearly 100 city guards lay lifeless, the echo of their struggle silenced forever. He was a third-tier, profound realm cultivator, dispatched to uncover the elusive hand that had massacred his kin. Finally, he had met this phantom of devastation, but the force before him was incomprehensibly potent. Even at his full strength, he was nothing but a fragile leaf in a storm. A figure in a simple flax robe moved silently among the carnage. Chufeng. Day by day, he had hunted the Gong family's experts, leaving a trail of ruin. His purpose was not petty revenge. He sought the elusive Gong Luyun, the shadow that had slain members of his own Chu clan. One target, one purpose, and he would not falter until it was fulfilled. "Tell me where Gong Luyun hides," he demanded, eyes like steel. The Gong family man's pride burned bright, refusing to yield. "Kill me if you must. Even in death, I shall not reveal Luyun's path." Chufeng had anticipated this. Every soul he had confronted before had answered the same. Courageous, unyielding, rare qualities among mortals. Yet even the most formidable resolve was fragile when measured against absolute power. Through days of observation, Chu Feng had seen the might of the Gong family, a foundation so solid it rivaled first-rate cities, their Black Tortoise City stronger than Vermilion Bird City itself. Here, he could only linger at the fringes, wary of forces beyond his current ability to suppress. You wish for death? Chu Feng's tone was calm, yet beneath it roiled a storm. I will grant it, but first, I will ensure your suffering eclipses that of your kin. From the shadow of his sleeve, a dagger gleamed, sharp and cruel. The Gong family man's throat tightened. He recalled the corpses, the unimaginable torment of the fallen, how their final moments had been racked with agony. Fear pricked at him, unrelenting. If I tell you, can you spare my life? His voice quavered, betraying the terror beneath his stoic facade. I can, Chu Feng replied, voice steady, unyielding. Truly? Suspicion lingered, a thin veil over hope. I speak truth always. Even with his face concealed, sincerity radiated from his gaze, a cold certainty. Lu Yun has been summoned to the Valley of Hundred Bends, the man whispered, trembling. The heroic hunt once a year, peak disciples gather from all across the Azure province. Chu Feng's mind shifted, calculating. The heroic hunt, a stage for only the elite, first-rate disciples. Lu Yun's invitation marked him as a prodigy, a rarity in second-rate domains. How many days remain until the hunt begins? Chu Feng pressed. 3. But the valley is distant, and once the hunt commences, the schools will seal its entrance. You will not arrive in time. The voice faltered, heavy with warning. Chu Feng's lips curled into a cruel sneer. No need to worry. With a motion swift as lightning, the dagger struck, and the man's blood sprayed even as his protests turned to horror. You betray your word, he gasped, the world narrowing to a point of terror. Blame only your own foolishness, Chu Feng said, his presence swelling with an eerie gravity. A force surged, suffocating, irresistible, funneling into the man's trembling form. Ah! The scream tore through the silence. Life's very essence, source energy, was being drawn from him, a torment beyond the draining of blood, a pain that shattered body and soul alike. When the Gong family man finally fell, Chu Feng gathered the cosmosacs scattered among the slain. He inspected them briefly, his lips curling in disdain. Pathetic, he muttered, the air around him still humming with a lethal, unbridled power. The storm of his vengeance had only just begun.